Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. Got a couple questions for you. One, are you tired of trying to put a round peg in a square hole? Secondly, are you trying to please everybody, and at that time, by trying to please them, you're acting like how they want you to be, not who your true self is? Well, I've been there, and I can tell you firsthand that it gets you tired, and it gets you frustrated. So today, what we're going to learn how to embrace our uniqueness and thrive in life. And in three particular areas that I coach people with, and that's business, career, whether you're a business owner or your career, relationships, and health. So how can we be ourselves? First of all, let's take a look at that and just imagine. Can you imagine being who you are, not worrying what other people think, but actually just living who you were created to be? Life would be so much effortless and it'd be so much fun. But let's kind of unpack that a little bit and figure it out. First of all, realize this: of all the billions of people that have ever lived, do live, or will live, nobody, I mean nobody, is exactly like you. So you are unique in itself. So right there, that's pretty cool. It's like what is it? A snowflake? There's only like everyone is different. Well, you are completely different. So embrace that. Okay. Now, how do you embrace that? Well, like I said before, those questions. Are you trying to put a round peg in a square hole? Let's look at different areas in your life. Now, in your business and career, there's so many people that are doing things that they absolutely hate, and they just can't stand it, and it drives them nuts. So what you want to do is figure out, well, what do I enjoy? Who is my true self? And write that down. Before you leave, I'm going to give you a little assignment that you can write down all this stuff. But just look at it and say, and what I'm doing for work, is it fulfilling? Is it who I am? Is it who I was created to be? Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be certain times in your life that I know you're going to have to do things just to put some bread on the table. I know I was a painter. I painted in Flagstaff, Arizona. And one thing you don't want to do when you're a painter is let people know you're afraid of heights. Because when you do, they put you right up there. But I knew that wasn't my calling, but I had to do it. I understood it. In fact, I would be up there and I said, okay, my goal in life is I never want to push a hairy stick again as long as I live. Well, I definitely have, being, owning homes and stuff like that. You end up painting and whatnot. But I knew that wasn't who I was supposed to be. So what you can do is you can write down a list on what do you enjoy, what are you good at, what's your personality, and just don't do things that other people want you to do or expect you to do. That's in my coaching, that's one of the biggest things that I see is that people are doing things because they think other people want them to do it, and it's going against their inside. So stop right there. Take inventory. What are your gifts? What are your talents, and how you can apply them? Now, I'm not saying go out and quit your job today, but you can start on a process on finding a career, finding a job that's going to be more in line with who you are. Now, with relationships, I'm blessed with trying to be a people pleaser, and it's a blessing and a curse. It's got its good and its bad, but the bad is that when you're a people pleaser, you end up trying to be who that person wants you to be instead of who yourself. And my mom taught me something. And when we talk about thriving, and when I said earlier how to embrace your uniqueness and thrive. Thriving is not only being successful in accomplishing goals, but thriving is enjoying the process and digging it, and just like waking up each day saying, okay, this is what I'm meant to do. But my mom told me about relationships when I was young. She said, there is going to be compromises, don't get me wrong. But if you want true happiness in a relationship, you can't make somebody else happy. You can't try and, please them all the time. You have to take that goodness, that uniqueness that's inside of you, that's bubbling up. And when that bubbles over, the other person can grab onto that. And then you can really share, and you do the same with them. Let them be themselves. And then their uniqueness, their goodness that bubbles over, you grab onto that. And it's just an exciting, enlightened relationship. So again, take inventory. What are you bringing to the table? Are you just trying to please the other person. And I'm not talking about being selfish here, but I'm talking about really being who you are. And here's a great thing about that is the gut check. This is how to tell, because we know in our gut, whether it's our business or career or in a relationship, if we're going against our intuition, those red flags go off. Listen to those red flags. They're usually right. So if something is screaming out, don't do this, this isn't who you are, don't do it. Get some strength. Now, again, I talked about there's compromises in relationships, and we're talking about that aspect right now. So like in a relationship, if you're the one that always does something that somebody else wants to do, and you don't always want to do that, don't just have a hissy fit and go nuts, but maybe you could start saying, hey, we did what you wanted to last time. Why don't we try this? Or if we go to this, let's try this. And then you can use your, what you love to do and bring that to the relationship and be a lot happier. When it comes to health, your uniqueness, this is always great because there's so many, crazy diets and workouts out there right now. And, it's amazing. I would see people all the time scrambling. They heard somebody lost 10 pounds. So everybody runs over there and they try to do that exercise. And people would always ask me the same question: what's the best exercise to do? And what I would always tell them is the one that you like to do. Because if you like to do it, if it's part of your unique self, then you know what? You're going to do it. But if in your inner being, you hate to be on a treadmill for whatever reason, and I tell you the treadmill is the best exercise, get on the treadmill, you're not going to do it. So find something that you like, that's unique to you. It might be going for a walk. It might be gardening. It might be anything that's physical. Because the bottom line is, if you want to be healthy, you have to move the body and eat better. You don't have to do it how the expert says you need to do this exercise, you need to do that exercise. You need to do it correctly. But the bottom line is you have to move. You have to get your heart rate up and you have to use your muscles. But combine it to who you are. Now, how do we do that? So here's some steps. First of all, write down at least three, if not five, but three gifts, talents, and attributes that you have, and find out what they are. Find out what separates you from everybody else. And if you want some paper to write it on, I put a little over on the side. You'll see there's a link that's to a paper that I wrote, 3 Ways to Get Your Joy Back. And on page 3, it has a little section to write this down. So write it down, take inventory of it, and give thanks. That's the first thing is, hey, God created you uniquely. Give thanks that, hey, this is how I am. This is my gift. This is my attribute. And I'm going to use it to 100% because that's what's going to lead me to joy, fulfillment, and to thrive in life. The next thing you do, once you get clear on how you're unique and what you're different, look at the different areas of your life and find out how you can apply them. Look at your job. Okay, this is my gift. I have a gift of working with my hands. I really love creating things. I'm imaginative, and I really, really enjoy putting something together. And you might have a job where you're staring at a computer all day and it's just driving you nuts. Well, start taking some action. Start looking at what are other careers. You're not stuck where you want to be. It's your choice. So start looking and saying, okay, is my job, am I using these gifts, talents, and attributes? If not, what are things that I can be doing? Now, towards your health, what you can do with that, you just, again, like I said earlier, is what do you like to do? What's the first thing? If you haven't been exercising, there's a reason. Maybe you don't like to go to the gym, or maybe you don't want to get dressed in gym clothes, or I've heard every excuse under the sun after training people for so many years, And they'll come up with a million excuses why they don't have to work out. But just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to just enjoy going for a walk today, or I'm going to go in my garden. I'm going to dig up some turf. I'm going to work the land. I'm going to use my muscles. Use that. Get the body going, okay? And with relationships, realize that you have a lot to bring to the table. Don't always try to be walking around pleasing the other person, waiting by the phone and just, be at somebody's beck and call. And you want to really, be proud of who you are. You got one crack at this life. I know I went through cancer. I shouldn't even be standing here today. You never know when the next day is going to be there. So look inside yourself. If those red flags are going off, like saying, this isn't me, start being who you are. Think about it. Who's the star in the movies? Is it the one that's following everybody else? Is it the one that's doing what everybody tells them to? No, it's the one that sticks to their beliefs, their convictions, who they were born to be. So down deep, when you get those red flags, listen to your gut, follow your intuition, be yourself, embrace your uniqueness. You're going to thrive and you're going to enjoy life. If you need help with it, find a mentor, find a coach, somebody that you're going to resonate with that could walk you through a process to be able to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. And that's embracing your uniqueness and thriving in life. Have a great day, everybody. Write it down, do those assignments, and God bless.